Hello there and welcome to It's All Geek to Me, the pop culture chat show where geeks talk to other geeks about geek things and we all geek out together. With me, as always, we've got no Rich here this week, but we've got our other two lovely geeks. We're going to bring them out. We've got Nathan Webb. There he is.
Hello.
And joining us, it's newer geek, isn't it? Newer geek, the new.
This is our stateside representative.
We bring him out. It's Gary.
Yeah.
I'm going to say his last name correctly. Miss Ellie.
Miss Ellie. Is it?
What's up?
Yo,
how's it going?
What are you doing? Oh, how are we going to ask that?
I've just asked it as well. Both asked it. How is it going, Gary?
Good. How are you guys?
Good. All right, thanks. If you're joining us, welcome to the show. You can leave your comments, join in with us, have a chat with us. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
We're live on
involved.
Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. We've got people watch already. Drop some comments, tell us who you are and where you're from and things like
Welcome, one and all.
that.
I just felt like saying that. It felt
I've
really
got a point.
natural.
I've got to point my eye out and before we start. I cracked my eye on a door at a gig, so that's why it looks like
Are you winking there? You're saying on a door, wink.
on a door.
Oh, well, maybe next time you have an argument with Gittins, you'll be more careful about what you say.
Fighting him to host the show this week.
That's the real reason Gittins in here this week. He's fallen out. They've had a big falling out. Let's make a sensation. What did they do, Gary? Can you remember the argument? What did they tell you about it?
The only thing I could say is, Chris has a black eye. You can only imagine what Rich looks like.
Yeah, man.
You should see the other guy.
Yeah, totally. Well, I hope he gets well soon.
Yeah.
I hope he has the ability to walk again.
Yeah.
We got Big T more. Hello.
Big T. Ooh, we should also mention probably our other geek, our lady geek friend who's not here tonight, Natalie Smeet Dog.
She's not here, so why mention her?
Well, just because I miss her. Just thought I'd say Gittins and Nat being abandoned at every turn. It's shocking.
I know. We've got everybody's coming in tonight. Bobby
At
Blythe.
least I got this T-shirt.
Very wet Sheffield.
Oh,
Sheffield's not too far from where we are, Gary. It's 30 minutes.
Okay.
30 minutes. Oh boy.
He's got a raincoat on already in his profile picture as well. So is that a live thing? Is he doing that now? You know what I'm talking about, do you?
Yeah, Bobby Blythe. Yeah.
Yeah, but is he wearing the raincoat because it's raining, or is that
Probably?
Probably, yeah. Maybe he updates his Facebook profile picture all the time.
I don't.
What are we talking about? Right,
I don't know.
A little bit of news this week. Not much, but we thought we'd come on just to see. I'll tell you what we didn't show last week. We forgot to show the ObiWan Kenobi poster. So let's do that straight away. Sorry, Gary, I blocked you.
Yeah, you're in the blocked position. It's not very nice,
It's
man.
fine.
It gives you a chance to quickly pick your nose if you need to, or something out your teeth.
Won't block you too long. I think that looks pretty nice, though. That poster. What do you think?
Yeah, it's great.
It's not the most imaginative poster I've ever seen. I kind of think I've seen a few fake posters that look pretty much like this.
Yeah. I mean, we need some more sand, don't we, in these Disney Plus series? So,
do you know what I think's bullshit though? Why would you have a massive beard if you lived on a desert planet? Surely that's just going to increase your overall body temperature.
No,
you think there'd be a few more?
Well, how would he shave?
Does he shave it?
Yeah.
Oh,
carefully. Yeah. So yeah, news, Lummy. What else? What's
more Star Wars news? Have you heard about this Galaxy Cruiser hotel thing that's opened?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I've heard mixed things about it.
There you go. Yeah, people are saying it's awful. It's like $6,000 to stay there, and I mean, this is your territory, Gary. Is it? Disney World?
Yeah, it's crazy expensive. $6,000. I think it's just like the minimal that you could spend there, and that's just without souvenirs or anything.
And that's for what? 2 nights, isn't it? Yeah. So I mean, how much is it? How much does it cost to go into Disneyland? Ticket price?
I guess really just the ticket to go in the park. I think what the last time I checked was around $110.
Yeah.
Okay.
So where do they get the 5,900 extra dollars?
Do you know what though? This is the thing. We live in a world where some people can afford that, and that's just the way it is, man. So it's not for poor people. Clearly, it's marketed towards people that can afford it.
Watch some of the vids about Galactic Star Cruiser. 6 times 2 days. What the actual film?
I mean, for that kind of money, I'd want a couple of people that were in the films to be wandering around just saying hi to everybody.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Not just
sign something.
Yeah, not some jerk.
Williams sat there, wouldn't you? You know.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. One of them at least going, ha ha ha.
I would, yeah. What are you having for your breakfast, kid? I'm having pancakes, Billy D. Williams. What are you having?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it would be worth it if they took you to like the ObiWan Kenobi set.
Yeah, something like that.
Showed you around or some tour or.
Or if they took you into space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Actually, into space. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's coming in it. They'll end up doing that because of all the Amazon guys and all that. You know.
Well, yeah. Have you guys seen Space Force on Netflix yet? You tried that?
Spaceballs, yeah.
Spaceballs. I've seen the first series.
Space Force. Oh, have you? I just started watching it.
Steve Carell, yeah.
Yeah. I saw the first 2 episodes the other night, and first one I was a bit like, what's going on here? It doesn't really feel like a comedy. Second one was clearly a comedy. But I've got to the one where they find the monkey astronaut, and they've got to use him to try and solve a problem in space, and he's just stuck up in space and just been left behind because they didn't know how to get him back. So they've just left this monkey floating around in orbit to die.
I love the CGI monkey.
Oh man, it was
clearly
pretty funny.
CGI.
Yeah, it was really funny. So yeah, that's a nice little find. My brother recommended to me. The Star Wars. I agree. This is all stupid.
It's all coming in now.
I can't even see how they're meant to make that much money.
Yeah, Martin brings up a very, very good point. A lot of the exclusive Disney stuff just go on eBay.
Yeah. Get their entrance money back. So they're selling it already on there. Is that the idea? I mean, yeah, it seems a bit odd. I mean, Bobby Blythe said it just happens to win every time.
Oh, God. Yeah. That's a Yorkshire thing, dude.
Yeah,
got the same problem here.
So, what else we got? Here we go. A bit of Indy 5 news. It's finished filming.
That's a wrap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's finished filming after all the delays. That's good. Also, I had a bit of a play with this Batman logo maker earlier, and look at this. It's all geek to me.
Oh wow!
Oh, like
done Gary one. Look at that. Nathan, look at this. It's like our own movie. And well, you know, that's no expense spared tonight for you guys. I thought I'd push the boat out, and even our old mate Stanley's got. Don't quite work, obviously, because of branding, but you know.
Don't tell Stanley that he didn't invent Batman because he gets really confused.
Hey, fans, I've invented a lot of comic books in my time. Maybe I did come up with the Batman originally.
Maybe you did. Maybe
you did. Look, you never know.
You know,
no, you don't.
Didn't. We got a bit of Lego news, haven't we, Webb, that you wanted to tell everybody? You're very excited about this one.
Well, I mean, am I? No, well, I'll tell you what I am excited about. So there's this thing being rumoured, bandied around the Lego forums for a few months now that there's this project called Project Lego Coconut. And everybody's going, what are they doing? Are they doing some desert island or a pirate ship or something? Apparently, it's the code name for the Lego Indiana Jones sets that are coming out.
Really?
The new movie, yeah. Yeah. Also, Lummy, I didn't tell you about this one. Have you seen? They're doing an exclusive, what would you call it? A diorama out of Lego that I think is only going to be available in stores with a certain purchase. And it's awesome. It's Jurassic Park one. The scene where the T-Rex attacks the 2 Jeeps. So you got one Jeep upside down on its back, big Lego built T-Rex, not like the molds you were talking about last week. And then the other car with the people in it. And there's even the fence behind it that's all bent and weird. You know, the wires on the fence are all snapped. It looks absolutely great. I don't know if it's going to be a Lego exclusive or a VIP thing, or you can only get it in the stores. I have no idea, but hopefully they'll release it.
A photo of it or not?
I haven't found one yet because it was on a video I was watching last night, so I don't know where they found this still. I'll have a look. See if I can find it for you. Won't you?
Oh, you have to see Batman. Just not sure. I went to go see Spider again. Such a good movie. Yeah, I'm going to give Batman a go. Are you guys?
I think I am. I think. Do you know what? I've just read Empire have given it a 4-star review. They've said it's really, really good. It's doing. Yeah, it sounds like. I was a bit iffy about it at first, but it sounds like it might be worth my time.
And I must admit that after hating on Batman mainly because it's got a sparkle and it's Batman, I've actually turned to the dark side. Yeah, I'll give it a go. Give it a go. Also, if you want to try your own Batman name, that's the link to do it. Look, if you type that in, you can get your own Batman name, just like we've got.
That's amazing. This is like one of those kids' TV shows I used to watch. And they give you stuff to do at the bottom of the show. It's brilliant. Brilliant.
I'm Batman.
Yeah. That's what you do.
Oh, hang on. I've got a photo. It's going to be terrible, but this is the photo. I'm going to put it on my iPad and just hold it up for you. I'll try and find the set number for you. It's the new Lego Jurassic Park set with the infamous T-Rex scene. Doesn't have a set number on it, does it? But this one comes with Alan Grant, the 2 kids, and Jeff Goldblum. What's he? Dr.
Gregory Malcolm.
Yeah.
Does it come with Indiana Jones?
No, but it should do.
It should.
Well, actually, yeah. I mean, I guess it's quite. I don't know if you can see that, but Indiana Jones and Alan Grant. There's not much different color shirt with the figures. Right. I don't know if you can see that at all. Can you see it?
Yeah. That's
cool.
That's
wonderful.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cute.
It's great, yeah.
It comes on a little plinth and everything with a little.
It's going to
like
be
a
stand.
Star Wars UCS things. Yeah,
It's
cool.
It's going to cost a fortune. That.
Well, I don't think it will because it's only 400 pieces allegedly. It's only 400 to 500 pieces, and the way my brain works with Lego is about 10 English pounds, Gary, for 100 pieces of Lego.
Right.
Yeah. So if you've got a 700 piece set, it's usually around the 60 to 70 pounds.
Is it like Beautiful Mind when you go into Lego store? It's all.
Yeah. Except I can't do maths, so that bit's a massive.
That's going to cost 20 quid. That's 300 quid, sir.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh yeah. I
think
think
was up in Operation Coconut. Was going to be an actual Lego coconut.
Hey, it could still be. These are all rumors, unconfirmed.
Unconfirmed.
But the biggest news of all.
This is what you're going to talk about.
This is for you 90s music fans. Check out what they're doing next month. Or is it the month after, Lummy?
I don't know. Here we go. Boom.
Spice up your mother freaking lives. Look at that. Each Spice Girl as a brickhead.
I mean, you
couldn't ask for more.
Are you a fan of the Spice Girls, Gary, in the States?
Yes. The Spice Girls are still pretty popular here.
Yeah. Look at them all.
Look at that. If you which would you buy first? I mean, I know we're all going to buy them, but which one are you going to buy first, guys? I'd
buy Mel B because she's from Leeds, isn't she?
Yeah.
I think I'd buy Baby Spice because I like it. I like that one. Yeah, that's good. Right. What about you, Gary? Which Spice Girl are you?
You know what? If I went to the store and I saw them, you would just have to pick them all up.
You buy them all at once?
Yeah, you would have to just buy them all.
Yeah. Unless you really hate one of them. I'm buying all of them, but I'm not buying Posh Spice. She's a twat.
Yeah, that'd be the last one. If they'd run out of Posh Spice, I won't be bothered. You know what I mean?
That's a good question. Which do you think will be the least, the one that sells the worst out of those 5?
Surely they'll sell them as a box set, so that doesn't happen. Surely.
Yeah, but then you got to. So if you buy them separately, you can get them for about, I don't know, 8 or 9 quid, 8 or 9, 10 pounds, something like that.
Can you buy them separately?
Would you really want to buy 5, like a box set of the same? I don't know.
Hang on, stop the press. We've got a geek. Look.
Smeets.
Quick hello from Manchester. I hope we have a cracking geek show. Oh, thanks.
Oh, mate. Miss you, buddy.
Here, Natalie.
Be back next time, I'm sure.
Enjoy doing whatever you're doing. Something with soap, probably licking it, eating it, making it. What's she do with it? She certainly don't wash with it.
She makes the soap. That's what she does.
Makes it. Like Fight Club.
Some sparkle heads in the past. Oh, Martin, come on.
But which ones, Martin? Which ones?
Oh, buddy.
Martin, which one? It's not put. It's current for the best penguin.
Apparently, this
we know who the best penguin is.
Yeah. Apparently, yeah, you'll be starting a war, Martin, man. Don't you dare besmirch DeVito on this show. Wrong show.
Don't rise to it, Gary. He's doing it on purpose. He knows.
He's trying to get to you. Don't let him upset you. What we're going to say? We're going to say about. Oh, I can't remember now. It's gone. Spice Girls. Oh, Spice Girls. I'm past that bit.
Scary Spice, Posh Spice, Hairy Spice,
Old Spice.
Yeah.
I think we should do a teaser for what's coming up. Are you ready for this?
That's a great new intro for the week of Batman's release next week.
Yeah. With that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm going to be able to get to go see it this week, but I'm going to try and get to see the pictures.
When's it out? Is it Friday?
4th of March, man. It's like, Friday, isn't it?
Friday, yeah.
Okay.
There's probably some early exclusives, premieres, midnight stuffs. I don't know.
Midnight showings. Midnight.
Oh, I was going to say about Colin Farrell as the Penguin. Apparently, you cannot recognize him under this. The prosthetic work they've done on him is absolutely amazing.
Wow.
Yeah. Gary, have you ever seen the Peaky Blinders?
No, I did not.
We talked about this last week.
Yeah,
it's probably worth mentioning it. It's I think you'd like it. So Peaky Blinders, British show about a British gang from the 20s who worked out of Birmingham. It's kind of based loosely on reality, but they've gone a bit further with it. So it's kind of like, if you can imagine, the Birmingham Sopranos. Really, it's about a gang. Now, but the cast in it's pretty impressive. There's a lot of names you'll recognize in there. Sam Neill from Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
In the series 1. Cillian Murphy's the lead character.
Yeah.
And then you've got Tom Hardy. What's your man from Adrian Brody? There's a lot. It's pretty good. So season 6 opened last night so I watched the first episode last night, and it was cracking. Really cool. Really, really good. Yeah, good stuff. So they're rounding it up this series, the final series. One of the major leads in it, one of the Shelby family, Polly Shelby, she died last year, the lady who plays her. You might know her as Narcissa from Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Draco's mum. So she was a massive part of this character. So everybody's wondering if they managed to film anything with her, because it was in the times of lockdown. And just so you know, I thought they addressed it as well as they could to say one of their main people died. You know what I mean? They didn't really have enough time to. She's not in it. I'll save you the the pain of that. But I thought they handled it quite well. And what do you do when somebody dies in between series? You've got to either make some shit up, or try and gloss over it, or write them out, or something.
Replace them.
With Black Panther in it. What are they going to do with that? Really, that's the one that everybody keeps thinking about. Sadly, what they're going to do. But yeah, it's a bit of a tricky one, isn't it? Really.
Well, I've been seeing all the Boba Fett stuff recently. I mean, if they get the likeness rights to use Chadwick Boseman's image, and then use some of that deep fake technology, they could at least put him in for 5 minutes just to address the elephant in the room, I guess.
Yeah.
There could be all sorts of things on the cutting room floor, little scenes and snippets of them from the other movies. They somehow they try and make those things work.
They did it with Star Wars and with Princess Leia's children in it.
Yeah.
We've got Bobby Blythe said Burgess Meredith, best Penguin. Also
the best Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
And the best Rocky trainer.
Yeah. Get up and fight, you son of a
Rock. Get up and fight. What's this say? No reach for Batman Week going by your intros. Oh yeah, we'll have to do him one. We'll do him one if he's here.
I'd be jealous.
We'll do Nat one as well if she's here. You know what I mean? We won't leave anybody out.
Nat Man.
Nat Man. I'm Nat Man.
I'm Nat Man.
Do you reckon he'll put on a voice as Batman, or do you reckon he'll just use his normal one? Do you reckon it's going to be another?
Oh,
yeah, he has.
That would be pretty funny as fuck if he sort of revved into the scene on his Bat motorcycle, got off it, took his helmet, and then went, yeah, I'm Batman.
Oh, I've got, speaking a little bit about Harry Potter just then, I've got the trailer for the new Fantastic Beasts. Do you want to watch it?
Yes.
Yeah, all right. Yeah,
I mean, I've not watched it. I don't
know about it, but yeah, we could watch it.
Right, I'll get it. Let's set it going, and I'll pause it as we go due to copyright strikes. God
Did
damn
it? How did we get on with that last week, though? We
got away with it.
Well, there you go. Then
Yeah.
maybe they've changed it. Maybe they've grown the fuck up. These companies.
Maybe they're not clamping down on Uncle Buck as much as they were.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows?
Right. Okay. I bet if we
Right.
streamed the Batman film, we'd be done.
Roll them.
Yeah.
Roll
Anyway,
'em.
let's do it. Let's do it. I put wrong trailer on then.
I'm not convinced at what point in Dumbledore's life he decided to stop wearing tank tops and bracelets and embrace the wizard's robe and full garb of a wizard. He's dressed like a teacher, or well, he's a teacher, isn't he? I suppose.
Yeah, he is a teacher.
But he's dressed like a fucking geography teacher, not a dark arts teacher. You know what I mean? Anyway.
All right. So Mads Mikkelsen, bad guy, is he? So he's taking over from Johnny Depp and that, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm still not sure what's going on with that, but Johnny Depp's career doesn't seem to be bouncing back anytime soon from whatever shit he's been through with his ex.
I love Johnny Depp.
Hey?
I love Johnny Depp.
Listen, I think he's a fucking great actor. He's been around that long. He's got versatility, but if he's guilty of what he did and actually beat that woman up, then fuck the guy. But if he didn't, then I don't know. What can you do?
You never know.
Yeah.
We've got to keep stopping it just because of copyright, I guess. But
I mean, they must have a reason for bringing the guy who runs the bakery back into it. Clearly, they're going to give him a wizard and make him whatever the hell they call it. I'm sorry, guys. The two people you need to be here for this aren't here. Nat and Gittins will punch me. I'll get an eye like Lummies. What I'm trying to say is, what do you call it when somebody's a human but they're allowed to be a wizard?
A non-match.
Squib or something like that.
Non-match.
Anyway, yeah, a non-match. He's going to be a non-match. But they're going and grabbing this random guy who just wants to bake and bringing him back into this, and he's clearly like, no, I don't really. Why? I'd love to know what the reason is. They think they need this fucking baker from New York
because you were in the other ones. That's why they're like, you were in other films. You come in with us. You're like, no, I've done my part. I signed my contract. I'm out. They're like, no, we're all in it together.
Yeah, I mean, all right, guys. So what? Fundamentally, right? That's an action-packed trailer. It looks like there's lots of texture, lots of different shit going on. There's creatures and effects. What's going on? I can hear my echo. Something's going on. But so why do I fundamentally not give a shit about these films? Like, what's wrong with them? Like, I've seen the other two. They're all right, but I would never watch them again. They just don't hold any interest for me whatsoever.
I don't know, but I don't think they're that well liked anyway out of these films. I don't know, because the second one didn't do very well, did it?
I don't know.
I mean, what do Harry Potter fans think of them? Do they still love them, or do they like? Eh?
Do you know? I think they're probably a lot of them are like, well, at least we're still seeing something from the wizarding world, which is important to them, to be tied in. Okay, the fact that it's called The Secrets of Dumbledore, are they alluding to the fact, again, Gittins and Nat need to be here, they probably know a hell of a lot more about this. Are they alluding to the fact that we learned since the books ended that, according to J.K. Rowling, that Dumbledore was always, in her mind, gay? Is that the secret we're finding out?
No, I don't think so.
What? I just wonder what it is.
He's got loads of magic, loads of dark magic on it that he's using or something. It's not.
I just checked financially; they all did great. But...
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's all that matters then.
Yeah. I mean, we'll talk to Rich and Nat about it next week as well and see what they think of them, because it will be interesting. I wasn't bothered about any of them really, but I'm not.
They're watchable. They're well put together.
Do you know what I think? I think they're a bit grim. The actual look of them. I think they're a bit. Yeah, there's nothing light in them, like in a way. Even the Harry Potter films, there's kind of bits in there where, as they go on, they get darker, the films, don't they? And I mean the colour palette as well as anything else.
Yeah.
I guess maybe it doesn't translate as well as it does from the books, because the character of Newt Scamander, Eddie Redmayne, in the books, when he is, what's the word? He's a little bit wet and a little bit underwhelming in the films, and that probably translates in the books. Whatever's written about him is quite.
There wasn't books of these though.
There's one called The Fantastic Beasts, and I think it's supposed to be written in his voice. There's not books of the Fantastic Beasts film franchise, but Newt Scamander was an existing character who wrote, I want to say, it's a book of magical creatures or something like that.
Right.
So when they go to Hogwarts, they're reading his book, but that book came out as a book.
Right.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I don't wonder what the thought process is, because he's not a very engaging or interesting. He's very mumbly, very quiet, and a bit wet, and I don't know.
Yeah, definitely a bit wet.
It's that thing of it's an odd character in it for your main character, really. Maybe that's why they've shifted gears to this Dumbledore thing. Maybe that's why they want to go that route with it. I don't know. Maybe that was.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, I am aware that we can't always have Han Solo and Indiana Jones and like big, strong, burly Jurassic Park guys, and you know that's a bit old hat and a bit boring and not even particularly true.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. That making that average guy the leading man, I should be all for it, but it's just something fundamentally that doesn't.
Books are literally about 150 pages. So.
Thank you, Martin. Yeah, I knew it wasn't like a real book, and it's not a story. It's more about the animals in Harry Potter's world.
Badly edited, yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, but 3 films in, don't you think that you should be like, I can't wait to see the third one to finish this off? And nobody's got that feeling. Even the people that seem to enjoy these movies are saying, I might go see it.
But I mean, you watch the trailer, and even watching that, I know we're not really fans of it anyway, but even that, you watch it and go, meh, there's nothing really to it, is there? You know?
No, I mean, we've seen all of it before.
Yeah, and in a way, there's too much in there to try and draw your eye. Everything's exploding. There's magic all over the bloody place. I mean, I don't know. And as for Johnny Depp not being in it, he wasn't really in it anyway. He was just about to be in it, right? From what I remember, he pops up at the end of the film. Surprise, Johnny Depp's the bad guy. Spoiler alert, guys, sorry. And then in the second film, he's in it a little bit more. But they're talking about the fact that he's basically starting a war. He's going to start a world war. And so they could easily explain that in so many ways why he doesn't look like Johnny Depp anymore. It's fucking Harry Potter world, man. He put a spell on his face. He drank some juice. Like, who knows? So if they have to explain it, I'm sure they can. But do they even need to? Is it a case of, I mean, if you're going to that film expected to see Johnny Depp in it, that means you haven't read a newspaper for like 6 years.
Yeah.
Also, is it true that there's meant to be like 5 of these movies, or is this? I always assume it's just going to be this is the last one, the third one.
But you might be right, actually.
Until they want.
Yeah, you might be right. I think my overwhelming memory of that second film is at the end of it, where they sort of allude to what you've just said, that there's more coming, and you're like, well, I'm all right with this being the end.
Why don't they do? They should do a Star Wars, because they're copying it so far. They did the middle trilogy with the the middle 9, I guess, whatever how many Harry Potters are. These are the prequels, and then they want to do some down the back end as well. They'll have their own little Star Wars.
But I mean, that's an old argument, isn't it? That every story has somehow or another follows the exact beats of Star Wars. But Star Wars came from somewhere as well.
Oh, the hero's journey in it, they're always on about. You know, it follows the beats of.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's
everything does that.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
When you break it all down.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I just thought I'd put that on, see what you guys thought. But that's it as far as movie news goes. I want to watch when's ObiWan's not out. Well, May is it? We'll give that a go as well. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, there should be a trailer coming for that. That's going to be a biggie, and also a trailer for something else that they've held back off for a while, which I was thinking about. I was like, "Where's the trailer for this? It's coming out in a couple of weeks." I can't remember what the hell it is now, but it's a massive movie.
Was it Home Alone?
Yeah, I've already seen that, and that was quite the movie. Quite the movie.
Best
Sweet
movie
home,
ever.
sweet
John
home.
Candy. Yeah.
Ay. No, I'm on about the remake, Gary. Did you watch the Disney remake?
No, I'm afraid to watch it.
Don't
be afraid. It is.
Don't be afraid. Just don't watch it.
Just don't watch it. Yeah. I'll tell you what, I am dipping my toe into it at the minute. I've just watched the first 20 minutes or so just to see if it wet my whistle. The Yellow Jackets.
Yes.
You heard about Yellow Jackets?
Yeah, I watched that series. It's
Have you seen the whole thing?
I did.
Oh, cool. I'm about 20 minutes in, and it started well, I have to say.
Yeah.
It started really well. So, Lummy, it's about a team called the Yellow Jackets who, in the 1996, there was a plane crash as they were on their way to a sports event. They're a football team, a soccer team.
Yeah.
And a team full of girls. There's a plane crash, and they end up stuck in the woods for 19 months.
Yeah.
So then it flashes forwards 30 years to the current timeline, and you're looking at Christina Ricci and Juliette Lewis are playing them as grown-ups. But there's some kind of feeling that something really went wrong when they were stuck in the woods, and they probably ate each other and shit. But I don't want any spoilers. But that's
No
the
spoilers.
kind of
You better go, what's that
that's
on?
what it's selling. It's selling itself
what's
as
it on?
like a bit of a horror comedy.
What's
I
it
don't
on?
know actually. It's on. It's on. I'd love to tell you, but I'm losing track of all my streaming platforms. It's on Now TV, I think.
All right. I ain't got it. I have to try and watch it somewhere.
Yeah, so there's a couple of decent series that I've been playing around with.
All right. So next, so that's the news and the trailers and everything. So next, we wanted to have a chat with good old Gary here, didn't we, Webb?
Yeah, man. We thought every time we leave this show, guys, you won't see this because you don't get to see the after show party and shit. Where we just shoot the breeze and talk about how amazing we are. But it occurs to us every time we do that none of us actually know. We all thought the other person knew Gary. Yeah. So we all think. So Lummy, Gittins, and I, we all thought at some point that one of us knew Gary and there was a connection there. Turns out there isn't. So we thought, since we've officially given him the opportunity to be on the show, to be part of the show, to be a full-fledged geek, maybe we should give him a job interview. Exactly, John Candy. My thoughts exactly. So yeah, man. I mean, some basics. Let's get some basics, man. We know you live in New York.
Yes.
Long Island, right?
Yes.
Is that right? Were you born in New York?
Yes, born and raised here.
Answer the question, Gary. Come on. I'm bad cop. He's good cop.
Okay.
I like it. So, born and raised in Long Island.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sure some people. Could you remind us of just for us English people? We're not sure where everybody comes from in America, in the whole of the country. What famous people are from Long Island? Because the only people that spring to my mind are the Impractical Jokers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who comes from Long Island?
Wasn't Kevin Smith from, or is that?
That's Jersey.
Oh.
New Jersey, yeah.
Comes from Long Island. I know Kevin James, King of Queens.
Oh, yeah.
I think Adam Sandler lives around here.
Oh.
Anne Hathaway, I believe, has family over here. Ralph Macchio came from here. Karate Kid.
Yeah.
I'm sure a bunch of others.
Dude, that's plenty.
Plenty.
Yeah.
And have you ever seen them walking around Long Island?
Yeah, I saw Anne Hathaway walking out of a movie theater once, and she was walking out as I was walking in, and I was like, oh, look at, there she is.
Oh, there she is. Oh, I like Anne Hathaway. I think she's a pretty good actress.
Yeah,
she's a little easy on the eye. Yeah. Maybe not with the shaved head in the Witches. That was a bit.
No, that didn't do it for you.
Nah,
that film didn't do it for me.
That film did not. Could have lived without that film completely. Really, it was pretty bad.
Zemeckis as well. What's he playing it?
Anyway.
Your
question, Lummy. You ask a question. I don't want to take all the questions.
I didn't want to interrogate Gary. It was your idea.
Not an interrogation. It's trying to find out. Like, he lives a completely different life.
All right.
To us.
What's your favourite geek related thing, Gary? Like, toy wise, when you were growing up, what made Gary tick? What did he go? I've got this. I'm going to play with this.
I've got to collect them all. All of them, whatever it is.
Oh my God, everything. I started collecting things. I have a Batman doll somewhere that I got in '97. And I always wanted something specific, and I now have it. I'm going to just try to see if I can get this for you.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh.
That's a nice little replica.
Yeah.
Have you put that on?
It's a replica.
Do you go out crime fighting in it?
Does it fit? I've never tried it on.
What?
That's the
Yeah.
first thing you do when you buy a Batman
That's a
mask.
lie. As if you
That's
haven't tried that
crazy.
on.
No, I've never tried it on. This
Try
is
it on now. Can't you try it on?
Oh, I really want to see you try it on now.
Come on. Is it
There
too fragile?
Can
there
you
is
imagine if we put it on, Lummy, and it broke? We'd be
right.
Yeah,
It would just rip in half.
mortified.
Don't do it.
Ah.
Don't do it.
No,
There is a guy out there. I believe his name is X Hernandez. You can probably find it on Google. He makes cows,
All right.
and he had an original '89 cow, and what he did is he was able to digitally scan it,
Mm-hmm.
fix it, and then make reproductions for the fans. And I had to get one.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's awesome,
pretty
man.
cool.
Yeah,
That's cool.
That's really cool.
We got
So is that
some-
your most prized?
Oh, they're loving
collectible?
it. They're loving it. Look, the
Yeah.
comments are
Look
lining
at that.
up.
Gary is Batman. This is amazing. Love it.
you never know.
That's a really. I can't believe you
I
haven't
also
tried it
think
on. Man.
our interview techniques are too harsh by looks.
Sorry,
My prized possession is the family and friendships I have made because of this show.
Oh,
You old smoothie.
John.
I never want to ask you any more questions now. You've made me all shy.
He knows what he's doing.
No, okay. I will. All right. Let's not push you too far, right? What is it you do for a living, Gary? What is it you? How do you make your crust, your daily bread?
Right. I graduated college about a few months before 2021, before we had vaccines. So as soon as I graduated, we had to get the vaccines, and now I'm just working freelance in the film industry. I worked in shows like Bull for CBS, a show called Extrapolations, which is coming out in 2022. It's with Meryl Streep and Tobey Maguire. It's Spider-Man.
So have you met these people, or you just what is your role in these films? Are you
And every project for me is something different. But for these big shows, I'm just an assistant. Last show I worked on, I met Michael Gandolfini, James Gandolfini's son.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Diane Lane was there. And Kit Harington from Game of Thrones was there.
Oh, okay.
Right. And I'm sure some other people I didn't recognize. You're so busy, you're walking around, you don't even notice these people.
Yeah.
But been doing that, just been working freelance, and it's onwards and upwards, and things are opening up more, and it's been fun.
Cool.
Man, that sounds really cool. So you're very much sort of in the early stages of it, but it's going pretty well. And I guess to be starstruck every time you turn a corner in a studio and be trying to drool over somebody, it's not really cool when it's your job to, you know.
No, they kind of frown upon that stuff. It's like, this is your job, do your job. That's really it.
Yeah, okay.
But
I think when you're in it as well, I don't think you do get, starstruck. I mean, it's like I met quite a few famous comedians over here, and you meet them, and it's because it's on your terms. You're doing what you're doing. You never really get. It's not like fans, meeting people and stuff. You know what I mean? I think it's a different kind of. I think everybody knows, what it's like, don't they? In that kind of game. Do you know? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be cool to sort of be fawning every 2 minutes and trying to get a signature when you're at work.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever gotten particularly quote unquote starstruck. But I guess it was cool to find out that I was working on something that Tobey Maguire was working on. Because I was like, cool. Oh, I remember when I was 8 years old watching Spider-Man, and now we're doing the same thing together.
Yeah. That's cool, man. That's cool.
And so you were tempted to walk over and give Tobey Maguire a big slap and say, "That's for Spider-Man 3."
No, I actually found out that he got finished with his work before I finished on the TV show. So I didn't get to meet him or run into him. Okay. But
if you did, you could have gone.
I mean, if I did, I would have just gone up to him and said, "Hey," but
yeah. Okay.
We've got a question from the audience, Gary, for you. What are your favorite films you love to rewatch? Ask Gary some questions. Let's put
that's a great question.
A great question.
Oh wow. I think for me it's a lot of 80s stuff like Ghostbusters, Back to the Future, Batman, 89, Batman Returns. Those movies I love. Inspector Gadget with Matthew Broderick is a movie I grew up on, so that movie is more nostalgic than anything.
Yeah. I've got plenty of those. Yeah, I
Yeah.
understand that.
Yeah,
But
not
are there
that.
any films that you? I mean, I don't know about you, Gary, but sometimes when I go back and watch a classic, my adult brain is telling me how shit the film is.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
In reality, and it's this argument going on, like a thing inside me saying, you know, just it's fine. This is what you watch. This is, you love this movie, but the adult side of me is going, I never noticed how shitty the acting was here, or I never noticed that set wobbles. You know what I mean? I'd love to be able to watch things again with a younger pair of eyes and not so much bloody judgment.
Well, I definitely think like all of us, we have filmmaker brains, and then brains, and we could just turn off and just enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah, Back to the Future classics. Absolutely.
Oh, that's a good day. That's to watch all 3
sure.
on one day is a great shout. I've done that myself.
That's a great day. Yeah.
Yeah.
They are superb out there, but we know that.
So if we fast forward into the future of Gary, what's Gary doing in the future? What's the end game here, man? What do you want to be? What do you want to do?
The only thing I want
What
to do
are you thinking? Tell me what you're thinking about.
The only thing I want to do is to keep on working and keep on creating and exploring different things, and to keep on.
Because you make your own films anyway, don't you? Already. So
I definitely worked and walked in the independent circle as well. I kind of wanted to do everything.
Do you know? You'll know the company Trauma, then, won't you? Trauma.
Yeah.
Well, we've got one of our films is in with Trauma. I signed it over to them so they could put it on the video on demand platform.
The guys that did the Toxic Avengers.
Yeah. And they were really cool about it. They said, "Oh, it's just the stuff we want, you know, that kind of low budget stuff." So, but they said they're always looking for stuff to kind of fund as well and things. So if you have a script, I think you can just send them it and they'll say, here's X amount of money and go do it. But they're based New York way, are they? I'm sure they are.
Yeah, they're in New York City.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Might be an in there.
When I was a kid, early teens, I'd say 10, 11, 12, something like that, they did a Toxic Avenger magazine, like a comic. It used to come out every week. And I entered a competition with a drawing, and I won. I got a Toxic.
Really?
It's the only fucking thing I think I've ever like legitimately won. And they sent me Toxic. It was Toxie, was the main guy. A figure. They had a line of figures at the time, and it was all melted and weird. And if you pushed a button on his back, his eye used to pop out a bit. You know,
like Mummy.
Yeah, a bit like
Lummy.
Like
my
eye. So yeah.
Do you still have the drawing?
No, they kept it. They kept the drawing, and I don't know where the figure is either, man. I've lost. Yeah, it's been a long time, man. We're talking.
Wow. That's cool. I once won a competition, but it were on Rolf's Cartoon Club, so we don't talk about that.
Did you? Gosh,
still got the newsletter somewhere.
What did you win?
I won this giant, drawing by this guy. I can't remember his name. He used to do. Oh, he did. Do you remember that Wicked Willy story? That Grey Joliffe, I think his name is.
Okay.
Right. Sounds anyway, we did these cartoon characters, and I won this giant sign thing that he'd done. Yeah.
You didn't even win an original Rolf.
No, it was an original one of these guys. It's still up in Loft, I think. Anyway.
Oh, all right. Fair enough.
There you go.
I did have I was talking about this too. I guess the biggest, the thing I think would have been the biggest sentimental thing for me, I lost years ago. I met Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters and Nirvana when I was working at the cinema at the Odeon, Lummy.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't even working that night, and a guy that worked there sent me a text and said, Dave Grohl's in the fucking cinema, you've got to come down. So I ended up jumping on the bus middle of the night, and just as the film ended, he came downstairs with his wife, and he saw there was only 4 of us there, like 4 people waiting for signatures really politely, and he just saw it, oh God, okay. Yeah, and he signed it. But mine was the back of the Nevermind CD, the Nirvana one. So when he saw what I passed him to sign, he was kind of like, come on, man. I was like, oh, that's all I had. Because Dave at the Odeon, he gave me that to get signed. He said, look, this is all I've got. You take the back bit of the CD. I'll take the booklet. I'll get that signed. You get the back. And then bring me the back from your CD to put into my CD, and you can keep that one. Yeah, so I had this CD knocking around, and the worst thing is about it, I saw him sign it with my own two eyes, and all it looked like was a squiggle. If you saw it, Gary, you would not be able to tell Dave
Yeah.
Grohl signed it. So
Right.
I knew he'd signed it. I fucking saw him do it, and somebody stole it. I have no idea where it is now, and they don't even know what they have either. You know, so to me, little things like that get to me.
I hate when famous people just go squiggle. That's it. That's
it.
I thought you were gonna. I thought you were gonna go. It was the enchantment of the sea dance. That's where your story were going.
No, you know what? If you're going to get something signed, you want one of those guys who's going to do you a little picture, like one of the animators or Jim Lee. He'll sign us something and he'll do a little squiggle of Batman that looks
Da Vinci, you know.
Yeah, Da Vinci. Yeah. But yeah, I bet Da Vinci took ages, man. No.
Yeah,
wait a minute. Let him paint the picture.
Yeah. Leonardo Da Vinci, smiley face. No, that'll do, mate. That's fine. You're really nice guy. But wait a minute, I do more for you. Like, oh, come
Apparently,
on.
it was absolutely terrible at the smiley faces.
Yeah.
You're asking for his autograph. He says, "Come back in an hour."
Yeah.
Come back in 3 months.
Bobby said it was brilliant. Mean his Back to the Future viewing. Yeah, I bet it was.
Yeah, man. I love
the only thing, the little nitpick about Back to the Future is that the original Jennifer didn't do the other films. That's
I don't mind that.
I know you do. I know. Just a little thing, you know.
Well, you are talking to the only one out of us, I believe, that prefers number 3. I love number 3. I love it. Love that.
I love number 2.
Go back to the old West.
It always freaks me out how old Doc is as well. How old is Doc?
I don't know.
No, how old is he in the movies? Because in the first one, he's in the 50s and he looks like he's 40.
Yeah.
Right?
And then in the 80s, he's still the same.
Yeah, so in the even if he were 56, so it'd be 30 years old. So if he's 40 in 1955, then
he must be 70 when he's hanging out with Marty.
70 in 1985. Then he goes back to 1885 and gets with Clara.
And the weird thing is about that, Lummy, is if you make him any younger than 40 in the first movie, when you first meet him in 1985, it's just weird. You can't believe that guy's in his fucking 30s.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not. He's not. He must be 40 odd in that first film. Must be.
Yeah, must be. Yeah.
Oh, well, weirdly, he only
in
just
55.
He's only just started looking like he looks in Back to the Future now as well. Do you know what I mean? Like really recently, I watched him in Nobody.
Oh, I've not seen that yet. I want to see that.
What's it called? Better Call Saul. What's the guy called? Bob Odenkirk.
Bob Odenkirk. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched him in that. He plays his dad.
Good.
It's worth it just to see Christopher Lloyd in it because I love Christopher Lloyd.
Forgot all about that film.
Don't get me wrong. It's not a bad film, but it is very much your. We've got this theme at the minute of, John Wick did okay. Let's do the same thing, but we'll do it with Nicolas Cage, and it's about a pig. His pig goes missing, and he has to kill everybody until he gets his pig. And that's a real film called Pig. And it's the same thing with Nobody, really. It's that John Wick-ness, you know, which is fine if you know it's a you know, it's just a storyline, isn't it? But yeah, it just felt a bit familiar to a bunch of other stuff I've seen recently. But he was great in it. You really did feel like he could kick some ass. Christopher Lloyd was great in it.
He's always great. The win, he's always great.
Yeah. It's sad to see. It did seem a bit old. Oh, speaking of old, that's what really upset me about. Was it Space Force?
Yeah.
With I've forgotten the name of the guy. Fred.
Flintstone.
No, you know what I mean. It's the guy, Fred Willard.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Fred Willard. Is it him in Space Force? It's the last thing he did, isn't it? And he's so old. It's really awful to see him on screen because he's shaking like mad. You think you should be at home in bed, man. Like, give yourself a break. But yeah, he's still funny. He's still really funny. I'm not sure what episode he makes it to or not, because I thought he was going to be in the first episode. But yeah, that was really sad. I didn't need to see him being that old. My memory of him is being really alive and really funny and really, you know, energetic. And he is in some of my favorite films. The stuff he did with Christopher Guest, the Best in Show and Mighty Wind and all. Oh my God, he is fucking hilarious in those films.
Yeah.
Absolute genius.
Mm.
So yeah, that was a bit sad to see him. I mean, he's really. I couldn't believe it. It's like he'd aged 40 years since the last time I saw him. So I don't know what he died of or what was wrong with him. But yeah, it was alarming to see him like that. In a bloody comedy as well. Like, Jesus. Thanks, guys. But yeah, he was a genius.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Well,
Right.
have you got
Are
any
we
more?
done with questions? I've got a question for Gary.
Come on, keep the questions coming. There's more for Gary.
If you could
you're
work
viewing
with
as
somebody
well,
like
ask Gary some stuff.
If you could work with a director or a particular sort of producer or film company, who would you like to work with? Speaking of Christopher Guest, I'd love to work with Christopher Guest because I think you just get to play all day.
Ooh, I would love to work with Dennis Quaid. I would love to do a big Universal Studios movie, just so you have the stamp of a Universal Studios movie. And maybe younger 80s and 70s, maybe like an 80s Steven Spielberg.
Yeah. You know, when they when they make a film that's still got those Steven Spielberg core feels, there's only a few that I could think of, but one of them for me was, did you ever see a movie called Super 8 a few years ago?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's a bunch of kids. It's basically Goonies meets E.T. meets all the Steven Spielberg movies. Yeah. But the thing that made it work was the casting of the kids. They got the actors right for the kids. They had that Steven Spielberg, you know, when he connects with a kid and he just makes them come alive on screen and you totally believe them. It had that all the way through. Yeah. But you know what I like about your goals, Gary, is they seem remarkably achievable. I don't think it'd be that hard for you to end up working with Dennis Quaid one day.
You never know.
Seems like he's probably down the corridor from Anne Hathaway or somebody else you're working with.
You never know.
Yeah, Dennis Quaid. His son's doing okay as well, isn't it? His son is turned out to be quite a fine actor. I forget the kid's name.
Randy Quaid.
Randy Quaid. Oh dear. I can't remember the kid's name, but yeah, I saw him in something recently and he's got a look of his dad. But
Andy Quaid.
Andy Quaid?
Sandy Quaid.
Michael Quaid.
All the Quaids. All the Quaids.
Yeah, Rich Quaid. Rich Gittins Quaid.
Oh, here we go. What story would you like to see on the big screen, Gary? What story?
Now, what do I mean? Like something original or like a remake done again?
I'm not sure. Anything.
I mean, if you're going to remake a remake, then you've got to remake it because you didn't like what they did with the original remake. You know what I mean?
I would love to see. What did I say the other day? I would love to see. I think they're making it right now with Timothy Chalamet, Willy Wonka, but a prequel to see like how he got there and how he got the factory.
They are indeed making that movie, I believe. Yeah,
they are. Bobby Blythe picked Super 8 up, charity shop for 10p.
10 pence. Wow, that's
DVD.
Crazy. It's a great film. I really liked it. It's fine. Interesting. Well, I feel like we know Gary a little better.
Did you ever collect trading cards when you were younger, Gary?
A little bit. Not much though.
Okay. There's a trading card shop in New York City that I emailed to see if they'd deliver to the UK and said no. I'm like, come on.
What did you want from them? Are you trying to get Gary to nip round? Gary, can you nip round to the trading cards?
They had some packs that were after and they wouldn't do it. But the trading cards are so expensive over here to get the old school ones. Obviously, I've got a friend who does them called Trading Card Tony, you know.
Got his own show.
I've got his own show.
This guy.
What were you looking to get?
I don't know. Just the ones I didn't have. It's just so cheaper over there, obviously, because that's where they're from. But people sell them on eBay over in UK, and you're like, I can't get what I want here. But I don't.
What is it you want?
I don't know. I don't know. I've done a lot of them.
I know.
Sorry. The character has done a lot of them.
You can't really have that many left, man. I've seen you do some pretty fucking obscure trading cards for things I had no idea I had sets of trading cards for.
Yeah.
So
I'll have to have a look and see what.
What about if we made It's All Geek to Me trading cards?
Yeah, but the thing is, you'd have 5 cards, wouldn't you? Oh no, 6. You'd have the title card, and then a picture of Lummy, a picture of me, picture of you, picture of Rich, and a picture of Nat, and that'd be the end.
And a shiny with Rich on it going.
Yeah, a holographic one of us all having a big group hug.
Yeah.
One day we'll get that hug, all of us together.
I'm gonna say that I would like to see on the big screen. Not let anybody ask me because it's your.
Nobody's asked you.
I'd like to see your next movie on the big screen, man. I want to see. I want to see what you're gonna do. I know you've got a lot of ambition.
Original story or event in history. There you go.
Ooh,
and then we've got a plug for charity shops. They're awesome at the moment. Got 60. I went to a charity shop the other day and I got some books. And I'll tell you what book I got. I'll tell you in a minute. You answer the question while I'll root for this book.
I would love to see an accurate depiction of famous moments in history. Like if we have like an accurate movie about Lincoln's assassination, or how people reacted to the Titanic sinking, or
I kind of get what you mean, man, because that's the one thing about these events in history movies, where they change things to suit the purposes of Hollywood rather than leave the original, because they think it's going to be more interesting. It might be more interesting, but to me, when I watch Titanic, I think it's a slap in the fucking face to all the people that died on the Titanic. And it's the same with the fucking World Trade Center movie. Like, literally, I can remember it happening, man. To just try and make money out of it, pretend it's anything else other than making money, is the fucking schmaltziest side of Hollywood, the seediest side. And I just thought...
I mean, the Titanic one, I guess it was such a long time. And there'd been other Titanic movies and there before that.
Yeah. I just would love for us to take each other or take their kids one day and just to go and see a movie, and being able to look at your son or a daughter and say, all of that really happened. Nothing, no Hollywood, nothing, no fire, no, just that really happened.
Yeah, but what's worrying, I think, sometimes, and I'm bearing in mind, I'm talking about like a general level of intelligence that seems to be worldwide, right? The sort of dumbing down of people, is that people think that Braveheart and movies like that, they think that is accurate. They think that Robin Hood and Prince of Thieves is an accurate interpretation of a made-up fucking story. You know what I mean? And they get really confused then. So when you're trying to learn the history about it, all you can remember is Mel Gibson doing something that never happened. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe I'm.
Well, he might have been there.
Yeah.
There's a great YouTube channel called History Buffs, and they go through historical movies, and tell you how accurate they are.
That sounds awesome. Why aren't I watching that instead of doing this show? History Buffs.
It's really good.
That sounds awesome. I've really enjoyed that other recommendation. Might be worth reminding people that are watching that you gave me. Was it the guy who did the Uncle Buck documentary?
Oh yeah.
Hats Off Entertainment.
Hats Off Entertainment. Yeah, he's good.
Gary, you would love this guy. He's done things about like Charlie Chaplin and people like Three Stooges and stuff as well, which made me think of you the other day, saying that you're really into the silent movie.
Love that stuff, yeah,
and the comedy aspect of it. And I just wondered what it was about. What's your first, what's the earliest memory you've got of realizing you loved movies like that?
Ooh, oh my God. I think
Police Academy.
Yeah. Oh my God. I think when I was younger, I would watch movies that were before my time, even if it was just like Ghostbusters or something. It was before my time, and then just little by little, the movie just went further and further back, and then now I watch everything.
Yeah, I'm the same, man. I worked in a Blockbusters for years, and I eventually had I had my fill of all the movies that were current, and I'd gone back and started watching stuff that I might not have absorbed too well in the 80s because I was a kid. So I rewatched a bunch of the 80s, went back to the 70s. I went right through. But I remember my mum was weirdly interested in movies. She might not even remember this, but when I was a kid, 5 or 6, they used to show Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers movies at really random times.
Yeah.
Like the middle of the fucking night. And my mum would come and get me up and get me to come and watch a bit of Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers dancing and stuff like that. And then when my mum met a partner, She was massively into musicals, so I ended up watching things like South Pacific and
Yeah.
Calamity Jane and all the old MGM musicals.
Yeah.
Things like Wizard of Oz, I remember being in my life from being absolutely tiny. It's just some things that are constant. You know what I mean? But I tell you what, they're not always great, man. Sometimes a film is so overblown. I will never recommend Godfather to anyone. I like it.
Really?
I'm glad I like it, but I wouldn't expect anyone else to like it, because what you forget is films really do date the way they sound, the way they look, the way they're filmed. From that era, they really date. And if you've just come from watching something like John Wick and then you go back and watch Godfather, fucking nothing happens for 3 hours. It's all these subtle beats. It's like, there is content there, but it's about, it's the cinematography of it. It's the experience of the story. I love it. But I tell you what, I was massively disappointed with, because I love The Exorcist so much. One of my favorite movies, man.
Yeah.
I'm just lucky that I get it. I understand what they're trying to say with that movie. And so I went and watched things like The Omen, which wasn't too bad. The Omen was all right. And Rosemary's Baby, which I thought was absolutely terrible. It's just funny. You never know what's going to stick, do you? And what you're going to think.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about The Omen, the fascinating thing about that is the behind the scenes stuff with The Omen. It's better than the film, really. All the mysterious deaths and everything that happened, and they talk about the curse of The Omen and things, don't they? But,
I love all that stuff though, with the poltergeist and all that.
But definitely, honestly, that History Bus channel, you'll love it. Watch any of them. In fact, I literally sat down one day and just watched it back to back, because they were so good. Really good. And
I think I'm going to do exactly that. Yeah, I've just found them. I'm going to subscribe and I'm going to watch some of them later on, man. That's a great shout. Thanks.
Webby, I agree with you, because there's some movies that are such a product of its time, like The Exorcist. When you would watch that in the movie theater, nobody has ever seen anything like that, anything that violent or just that level of horror. But now you turn on the news and you see that like it's nothing.
Yeah, we are overexposed, and I understand that as well. Now, the interesting thing for me about The Exorcist is when I was growing up, I was about 12 years old.
Did that happen to you?
No, but when I was 12 years old, the movie was still banned in Britain.
Really?
And my brother managed to get a bootleg copy of it, and we sat down and watched it. And as kids, he was 14, I'm 12, and we pissed ourselves. Scariest movie of all time, my balls. The effects were cheap. It looked ridiculous. So for years, anytime anybody asked me about that movie, bearing in mind it still wasn't released in this country, I just told them what a piece of shit this film was. Now, in about 1999, I worked at the cinema where Lummy worked, and they released it. They finally got the rights to release it. They did a re-release of the movie, and I went and watched it, Lummy, in Odeon 5. The smallest screen in the cinema, tiny little screen. I mean, your bedroom, Gary, is probably about the same size of this screen, yeah? Had about 30 seats in it or something like that, maybe a bit more.
Wow.
And I was on my own in it. And I actually sat and watched it from start to finish, and I got it. I understood the premise of the movie, regardless of the effects or the cheapness of it. It's not about that. The terrifying thing about this movie is it's happening to somebody like me. Somebody that's not a believer. This woman's an atheist. She's a fucking Hollywood star. Doesn't believe in God. Isn't particularly religious, and yet it's happening to her. It's happening to her daughter. It's just it just works, man. And when you got it from that angle, it becomes a completely different beast, and it is fucking terrifying. That what do you do if you think you're afforded some kind of grace by not believing in God, and then these events happen to you? What would you do? You know what I mean? Like it must really shake things up. And it just became, honestly, one of my favorite, definitely my top 10, if not my top 3 best movies of all time. So much so that I'm due for a rewatch, man. Got to get the Blu-ray out and give it some time. But
cool.
It's weird. I don't think I can ever say that's happened before, where I've seen a movie and thought it was absolutely shit, and then actually gave it 5 minutes, and you know what I mean. And it turns out I was completely wrong. I was just an idiot kid.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre as well. That was
Oh, good God. I've got an awful... Oh, my Lord. That film messed me up. I'm not scared of horror movies. I used to watch them. I mean, I'll give you an example. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I watched one Sunday afternoon when I was about 16, just before Sunday dinner. Didn't think anything of it. I went down for my Sunday dinner, and my mum had made a lamb roast. Quite rare in our house to have a lamb roast. And I got the dinner, took it back up to my room, and I was sitting there eating it, and all I could think about was human flesh. I couldn't fucking finish the dinner. Just like every piece of it tasted like this film I just watched. It completely, it really messed me up, man. Pretty terrifying film, that one.
Yeah, again, no one that were banned when I watched it at cinema. I went down to ABC to see that when it were.
Yeah, man.
And it was good. It's good.
Do you know that one's so scary that even the terrible remake from a few years ago is actually still scary? The one with the drill sergeant from Full Metal Jacket.
They've done it again, haven't they? Is that?
Yeah, they've done another one, and I bet
I
bet you that's still a bit scary as well, because there's just something ultimately creepy about.
Alien was an intrusion to horror. Yeah, great film.
Yeah, I agree.
Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah, man, she's great.
Again, it's that thing of the unknown the unknown in it, where they don't show you everything. It's that it's so much more important.
It's a really clever premise, man. You're talking about one alien on one ship chasing down like 9 people. It's a really simple premise, but the thing is that's ultimately terrifying about the alien as a character is that even if you make the movie about a bunch of psychopathic Marines that are trained to kill stuff, that creature is still fundamentally terrifying.
Yeah,
it's still. Do you know what I mean? It's one of the best Hollywood creatures ever. I think
you're right.
Yeah. Quite brilliant. Obsessed with it. I used to be a massive fan of H.R. Geiger, and I tried to do an art project about him at college.
Yeah.
And I got told I wasn't allowed to do it. It was all penises and vaginas going into each other, all twisted around each other with like fluid and weird shit and aliens.
Who wouldn't want that?
My teacher, apparently, my tutor. It wasn't appropriate. So yeah. So
and he shouted, "You're not appropriate," and walked out, and he put his fist up, and he went, "Do, hey, 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 hey."
I did. That's exactly it.
And everybody cheered. Everybody stood there.
Yep, everyone. Yep.
It was good. It was a good day.
I think have we melted your mind enough now with our questions?
Ask anything you want.
Favorite cartoon character? I don't mean comic book. I mean like cartoon. Saturday morning TV cartoons.
Oh my god.
That's a good question, Webb.
There's so many classic ones that are wonderful, like Scooby-Doo and Looney Tunes. And
hang on, I'll do bad cop again. We just want one, Gary. Come on.
Let me say. Oh my god.
This guy's wasting our time, Sergeant Webb.
Inspector
Gadget.
Inspector Gadget.
Yeah, I
love
the old cartoon.
I think I've almost cracked the case. Just let him answer. I've got him right where I want him.
My God, Inspector Gadget all along.
Inspector Gadget. Is that what you went with? I didn't even hear your answer because there was.
So the cartoon, the what was it called? It was a French cartoon, wasn't it? And then they dubbed it.
Yeah. Just found it so interesting how he can get anything out of his hat or his body just that well.
Do you know the pilot episode of Inspector Gadget is a bit of a trivia for you? It looked more like Inspector Clouseau.
Yeah.
I was just about to say, if we're going for inspectors, man, a Gadget, that's fine. Clouseau for me. Cartoons and movies. I used to fucking love that bit in the Pink Panther show where the Inspector Clouseau cartoons used to come on, and Peter Sellers.
Oh
my Lord.
We've got big team all Batfink.
Batfink, yeah. Is that my wings are like a shield of steel?
Yeah,
I remember that. Okay.
Batfink.
What about you, Lummy? What you got?
Cartoon character.
Yeah.
Oh God, I used to like the real Ghostbusters. I know that.
Right. Okay.
But I didn't like Hanna-Barbera. I thought it was cheap, even as a kid. I thought, the scrolling backgrounds just didn't. I was like, spend some money on it.
Yeah, I kind of preferred Tex Avery. Do you remember Tex Avery cartoons?
Yeah.
I used to like those. There was a character called Barney. I think he was a bear. That was just hilarious. That was the proper stuff that the Jim Carrey mask was based on, wasn't it? With all the, the eyes popping out and
I'll tell you what, the Donald Duck cartoons as well. The old, I used to like them. They were my favourite because I loved how I just lost it overnight.
I really liked the Pink Panther series now that I think about it, because that element of the silent era that you're on about, Gary, where
love that.
So they'd make it. I don't know if you remember. There's an episode where it's set in prehistoric times, and I can't remember the name of the character that looks like Clouseau, but he's a man in the Pink Panther cartoons. So
he's a man.
Arguing a man with a wiry mustache and a big nose, a really short guy. Well, in this, he's a caveman, and the Pink Panther's there, and there's a dinosaur egg, and it's the way they sort of pass this egg like a farce all the way through the cartoon. You know what I mean? It ends up in the caveman's hand, it goes back to the Pink Panther, and round and round and round and round. Just brilliant.
We've got Bobby Blythe, D'Artagnan, and Three Muskehounds.
One for all and all for one.
And straight back, he's back this up with this Godzilla and Godzuki.
Now that's a pull there, Bobby.
This is a right trip down memory lane.
Yeah.
Wow.
Godzuki. I mean, I could have lived without. I mean, Godzuki is Godzilla's Scrappy Doo, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you won't know what this is, Gary. Heidi High.
Gary, you might not know what that is, but you would love it by all accounts.
Heidi High. It's what I got from charity shop the other day.
Heidi High was a show. Do you want to give him some context, man?
No.
What is Heidi High?
It's a sitcom. It's a sitcom.
It's a sitcom set in a holiday home in the 50s in Britain.
Wow.
And it's basically where everybody used to take their families on holiday in the country. They had these things called red coats, yellow. Are they yellow coats in Heidi High?
Yellow coats in Heidi High, yeah.
So the yellow coats are like the team camp leaders, yeah. And it's about the lives of those people who live there.
You'd love it, Gary. You'd love it.
He's obsessed with it. I was wondering the other day when you were telling us about your ideas for your next Broadway show and stuff, it made me think, have you ever seen, I know you're a fan of British comedy.
Yes.
Have you ever seen Morecambe and Wise?
No, but I've seen Mork and Mindy.
Oh, okay. Totally different. But
Morecambe and Wise were on the Ed Sullivan show, weren't they, a couple of times?
Yeah.
So, and
but occasionally they do these things that were completely silent. There's a really good one of them making breakfast together while the stripper song plays. You know, and they're making breakfast together, squeezing the oranges and the toast popping up. It's fucking excellent. It's about 3 minutes of them just dancing around each other.
I'll try and download it.
Yeah, you might be able to find it on YouTube if you type in Morecambe and Wise breakfast.
Another charity shop other day. Look at that!
Oh, wow,
what is this charity shop with all these?
I went to charity shop the other day down Headingley, and we're a big 99 pence.
Dude, that's in immaculate condition.
It's beautiful.
99
amazing.
And it's got a deleted scene in it, which they took out of the books later on.
Was it the sex scene?
Yeah. No, it's that where Luke's using the force to jump up and grab the...
Oh, the Rancor pit. Yeah, I remember seeing that photo and thinking, that didn't happen in the fucking film. What's going on?
That's what you come on this channel for.
So how much did they film of that then, do you reckon?
I don't know.
I think it filmed all of it.
Also, look what else I got. Bit odd.
Oh, very good.
Vickery's Big Night In.
You know, I've become a... weirdly enough, Vic Reeves and his comedy psychic partner, Bob Mortimer, they're kind of like Morecambe and Wise for the mid-90s right up until today. They've got the same sort of sensibilities, very absurdist humour. But I've become recently, the last 4 or 5 things I've seen Bob Mortimer in, he's turned from just somebody that I liked on TV into one of my fucking comedy heroes. The man is so likeable.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
He does this show. I don't know if you have a remake of it in America. There's a show called Would I Lie to You, where you've got your celebrities.
Yeah.
They don't have to pretend they're not lying when they are really lying, and the other team has to guess whether it's a lie or not. Bob Mortimer is the fucking champion of this, because every story he tells happens to be true. So the more bizarre it sounds, they're all true. Like he was telling this story about, I started doing my own dentistry. And they're kind of like, what? Can you explain? I said, well, yeah, I just got curious and I decided to Google it and then go into my own mouth and perform my own dentist surgery on myself. So they're like, well, that's clearly a lie. And he's like, no, it's not. It's true. And then he tells you the rest of the story that proves why it's true. It's just fucking, he's just a genius, man. Vic and Bob, you'd quite like him, I think. Ooh, yes. What are we on to next? What have we got next, dude?
If there's no more questions for Gary, I'm just downloading the Morecambe and Wise to play for us.
We should have called this pop quiz hot shot, shouldn't we? Pop quiz them.
Yeah. We got we got. Hang on, we got some more stuff. I watched Return of the Jedi Weekend. Great fine Lump. Yeah,
that is a good find, Lummy. I can't believe
it was just sat there. It looks like it's never been Oxfam bookshop. It was just sat there, and I went, "Oh, I've got this."
Could you imagine being the fool that had that book sitting on the shelf but didn't read it because it's in immaculate condition and then gave it away to the charity shop without even realizing that within the pages of that book is a deleted scene for their favorite movie? You should have read the book, you idiots.
Crazy. There's always stuff like that. I mean, you know, get yourself down to your charity shops and have a good rummage.
Can't afford it right now.
99p Webb.
I can't even afford that. No, I'm only kidding. I might do.
If you saw Return of the Jedi for 99p, you're telling me you won't get it?
I wouldn't get it, no. I might get it for you if it were 99p, but I don't think... No, I wouldn't because I'm just not... And my brain works like this. Do I really want it? Is it Lego?
Yeah.
That's about it.
Webby loves Lego.
I do. I've become a bit... Yeah, I've got a bit of a problem.
How many Lego sets do you have in your collection? Around.
I broke a load down recently because my shelves were looking ridiculous. And I stopped collecting Star Wars Lego because I got bored of it. It was too much of it. And I went to buy some Harry Potter Lego and I ended up buying quite a lot of that. And I've just sold that before Christmas. Sold it all in one big fell swoop. Yeah.
Crying because it's
how many sites? No, I'm not. I'm just trying to think. I've got... I'd say about 40 or 50 sets, something like that, altogether, including the stuff that's maybe not as much.
Hang on, I missed the comment here. Bobby Blythe, Sue Pollard at her best. Yeah,
that's about Heidi High. I'm going to explain this shit to you, Gary. That's about Heidi High again. Everything is in some way.
Yes,
everything that comes out of
send me the British TV, whatever you need. I'll watch it all.
I'd love to see what you think of a one episode of Heidi High, actually, if we sent you one.
Do you know, we should make him a mixtape, man. Yeah. We should do a mixtape, send him a bit of hello, and on the buses.
Yeah.
And just one episode of each. Dad's Army.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch anything like Monty Python or Faulty Towers?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely, with Tim Curry.
Yeah. Faulty Towers is one I'd highly recommend to you. You know, that is a pretty racy these days by our standards. There's lots of inappropriate things said in it, but it is possibly for me the funniest comedy of all time.
Wow.
TV show. Yeah, it's got that perfect blend of script and the action. Yeah. All that slapstick stuff that you're liking from Chaplin. There is so much slapstick in this show. It's really well done.
And also, it didn't outstay its welcome. There's literally 12 episodes, isn't there? And that's it.
Yeah, they were begging him to write more, and John Cleese just said, "Nope, I've done. Fuck off." And I'm glad he did. I don't even know if you could find it these days without a censor. I don't know if you could find it uncensored.
YouTube, everything's on YouTube, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I suppose so, yeah.
Everything's on YouTube.
Yeah, Faulty Towers is a classic.
So, with that in mind,
what we got now? What's next?
We were going to talk a little bit about old Eddie Murphy, weren't we, tonight?
Yes.
Eddie.
Red Dwarf as well. Big Team all said, yeah.
Oh yeah, classic British stuff.
So Eddie Murphy, let's delve into a bit of Eddie's.
Little Nash.
What do we think? What's your favourites? What's your...
Do you know, I mean, okay, before we jump into his films, I think it's worth mentioning that by all accounts, I've never heard anybody from the Saturday Night Live cast say a bad word about Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
Ever. And I've heard him say bad things about lots of people that have been in that cast. But Eddie Murphy seems to have genuinely been. They were proud to have him because he was one of the first prominent black people on TV, and he was really, really talented, really funny. But all I've ever heard is people say how funny he was, and so lovely to work with, and you know what I mean. I think that's
he saved Saturday Night Live, didn't he? Basically, it was
Yeah.
on the way down, and he saved the show.
That shit he did there on those little snippets, they're still funny, man.
So I've got right. So for me, Eddie Murphy, I had this VHS cassette when I was a kid.
Oh my God, man!
It was so funny. Now
they had a series of these though, Lummy, and this is the only fucking one really worth watching.
Yeah, there was a lot.
I mean?
Every sketch was a good one on this. But what they did, this is what really annoyed me when they brought it out later on the DVD version. They cut out some of the sketches, including his hilarious Bill Cosby one. That's in the middle there.
Right. Okay.
Got it out, but it wasn't before any of the unless they knew in advance, which they probably did.
I can't remember the name of the characters, but the James Brown. Oh, it's the James Brown hot tub party.
James Brown celebrity hot tub. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Mr. Robinson's neighborhood on the left there, and then Cosby in the middle. Here's Cos.
Oh, and it's just that hot tub gonna make you sweater.
We're gonna have to find some of these clips out while we're talking about
it. It's gonna make you wetter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's genius.
Shall I get in the hot tub?
What's everybody's favorite Eddie Murphy movie?
Nutty Professor.
Raw.
Really?
Yeah, the first Nutty Professor.
I've got images. We'll throw them up.
There he is.
Okay. So that's not one that I was very. I'm not really a massive fan of obesity jokes. I like a fart joke in context when it's good, but that went a bit too fart jokey for me. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know if it did though. That one, I don't know. The first one isn't really making jokes about that. Correct me if I'm wrong.
You've just remembered.
The second one is.
The second one, okay. The second one was way worse, yeah. And I think that came out when the clumps, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might be right. I might have mixed my two films up.
The first film's directed by Tom Shadyac. What did you say his name? He did Ace Ventura. Oh. Help me out. Shadyac, I think his name is. He did Ace Ventura.
Sounds like a totally made up name, dude.
No.
Shadyac. That's like a Star Wars character.
His name. Somebody will help me out in comments, I'm sure. We're getting some good mentions. Raw, the stand-up stuff.
Now, unfortunately, you can't mention Raw and Delirious without mentioning how, guys, if you are under the age of, let's say, 20 and you go to watch one of these 80s stand-ups, prepare yourself for some pretty fucking controversial stuff that you just couldn't get away with saying now. Back in the time where the AIDS pandemic had just happened and people didn't understand it and they still thought you could get it from kissing people or sitting on the wrong toilet seat, it's very, very... Yes, it's hard as you rewatch it. But then you feel bad because you laughed at all that stuff when you were 13 when it originally came out, you know. But yeah, I mean, he's a fantastic mimic, absolutely fantastic impressionist. My favourite bits, but when I was a kid, I was a massive Michael Jackson fan. So whenever he does any jokes about Michael Jackson being supposedly a bit of a badass, that always used to crack me up. But yeah.
I can't find. I'm just looking for some of the clips, and I can't find the Here's Cos sketch. I bet it's been removed.
Do you know what? I'm going to say one that's a bit controversial. I don't know if you guys even like it, and it's actually got an actor that I don't like very much in it. In the early 90s, he did a movie called Life with Martin Lawrence.
Oh yeah,
It's great. I love that film. They both get arrested for something trivial, but because they're black, they're kept in prison their entire lives. And the outtakes for this movie are just fucking brilliant. Don't know if you've ever seen the gag reel, Lummy.
I've seen it. Yeah,
absolutely excellent.
I remember enjoying it at the time. I've only seen it once, so it might be worth another.
There's a bit where they make them stand on a milk crate that's got milk bottles in or something. And in the outtakes, one of them gets his fucking toe stuck in one of the bottles, and they're just both cracking up. It's a totally silly film, but I really like it.
Cool.
Yeah, I think that's my favourite Eddie Murphy, actually.
Right, let me try and get this up for us. I've got to get this up. Where is it? How do I do it? Talk when she tells me. Here we go. I've got it. I've got it. You ready for this? That's awesome.
I mean, I've seen that so many times and I'm genuinely laughing with pleasure. That is brilliant, man. And if you could find me something from the past 10 or 15 years of fucking Saturday Night Live that's anywhere near as funny as that, please send me some. Please let me know, because they just don't fucking do it for me anymore, man. I think that, you know,
I watch a lot of Saturday Night Live stuff. I can't. There's none of the other. Honestly, none of the other stuff off those tapes is there on any of it. I can't find any of it.
Well, have you still got the original tape? Because you're a bit of a hoarder, aren't you?
I will have somewhere.
It's upstairs. Get upstairs in your attic.
I will have somewhere.
Get in attic, Lummy. I don't know what what anybody else has managed to get in your bloody attic. It's probably full of your shit.
So good, yeah.
It's, man, brilliant.
What we got? Oh, we've got
it's genuinely funny, but what I really like about Eddie Murphy, he's not afraid to fucking laugh at himself, is it?
Yeah.
This is interesting. So the movie Best Defense, have you ever seen that?
No.
Right. So what they did, this movie came out and it had Dudley Moore in it. Let's have a look. Got the image here for you. Now, what they did, basically, they did some test screenings. I think this is true, the story. They did some test screenings without Eddie Murphy in this film at all, right? And the movie sucked. Absolute shit. So what they did, they went and paid Eddie Murphy a fortune to be inside the tank, basically, and they shoved scenes of Eddie Murphy in this tank in the entire movie to make it funny.
That's quite interesting.
Yeah.
That's quite interesting. I mean, sounds like it didn't really work because I've never fucking heard of it.
No,
nice try, fellas.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I was never a massive Dudley Moore fan, man, to be honest with you. I don't find drunks particularly fucking funny. I never have done. Sorry. Apart from the Derek and Clive stuff, I just never really did. Arthur never really did. Plays a great drunk. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think drunks are fucking funny.
I didn't mind Arthur. I thought Arthur were all right. You know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Certainly better than the Russell Brand one.
Oh my god! Yeah, I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh god!
Everybody's forgot about that. So
Russell Brand's trying to forget about it.
Yeah. What else we got here? Just get Best Events on TV. Yeah.
That'd be
so funny. Wow.
Wow. Okay.
What it was Coming to America, Shrek. Yeah. 40 Hours.
Right.
Beverly Hills Cop. I mean, yeah. Got to love Beverly Hills Cop. I mean, for me, yeah, the Beverly Hills Cop. I think so good.
First one, second one's great. The third one's not so much great.
Third one was the. I mean, look at that teaser. You think he's going to go on a roller coaster? You don't.
No.
Coming to America.
Coming to America, again, for me, is problematic because they ruined it with that sequel. They didn't need. It's quite hard to take this film seriously anymore. But you know, maybe that's just the passage of time.
I mean, the sequel. The trouble was, it kind of went back into the first film, didn't it, and did that thing what they sometimes do, where they go, by the way, this happened in the film. You met this woman. Like,
But if you take I tell you what, if you take a film like Shrek, for me, that movie would be dog shit without Donkey in it.
Yeah.
It's the fucking best bit. It's the funniest bit. It's got some really cool lines. It would be a pretty different state of affairs without him. And I tell you another one. There's a Disney film called Mulan. The film is a piece of crap, really, apart from the fact that Eddie Murphy's playing the ancestor, the dragon, the family dragon. And he's genius. He's got some really good lines in it. It really helps push the film forward, and it's really good. He's great in it.
I didn't mind the film.
It's all right, but it's not it's not amazing.
One that is pretty bad though, that they thought were going to be a big hit. Boom.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one as well.
I think they thought that were going to be, do what Johnny Depp did for Pirates, wasn't it?
But this is the thing with Eddie Murphy, is sometimes when he phones it in, it's really obvious. There's movies like, particularly Dr. Dolittle. My kid was watching it the other week, and he loved it because it's about talking animals. He doesn't really give a shit who Eddie Murphy is. But I was watching it thinking, geez, this is not so good, man.
That kind of phase of doing stuff like Dr. Dolittle, and then you've got like Daddy Daycare and all that,
Yeah, but is that not like a thing that success for American comedians brings. Everybody does it.
Yeah.
Billy Crystal did it. Robin Williams did it. They make a few awesome films. You got things like When Harry Met Sally and City Slickers, and then they go towards the shelf video shop shelf bullshit. You know, Robin Williams
mentioning that, yeah, Bobby. That's
is that not a comedy? I don't think I've ever seen that one.
on that because it kind of. I remember watching that. I think I've got the image there. Yeah. I remember watching this and and I thought when I watched it in the cinema, I thought, why didn't they just make another Beverly Hills Cop film?
Yeah.
Just why I thought that, because it's not like that at all. But
I'm guessing it would be licensing or somebody owning that particular franchise or brand.
Picture here for it. Showtime with
I love this film, Showtime.
Great. Have you seen it, Webb?
I don't think I have.
You know
Wait a
what?
minute, is that one of them? One of them's an actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the hard way again.
You kind of, yeah. Well,
okay.
Oh, he is actually a cop, isn't he, as well? But he's a part-time.
Yeah.
Who's the cop and who's the actor then? What we're looking at here?
Both cops, right? But De Niro's there like a tough cop, and I think Eddie Murphy's just like a beat cop, but he's also an actor. And then,
okay.
like a reality show follows them around together as partners.
Are you guys recommending this as something for Webby?
Yes, I do recommend Showtime.
It's good. It's got William Shatner in it as well.
Yes, he does.
DJ Hooker. It's funny.
It's probably worth mentioning the last recent, the most, apart from Coming to America, the second one, the Dolomite. My name is Dolomite with Eddie Murphy. Have you seen that yet, Gary?
No,
it's basically kind of a comeback movie for him. Dolomite is my name. It's fucking brilliant. It was great. True story.
Yeah.
Well, based on a true story, you know. I mean, look at that cast. It's got a great cast. It's good.
I think you must still be able to watch them. It's well worth watching.
I think it's still free on Netflix if you've got your Netflix subscription.
Yeah.
Yeah, but got other stuff like.
Oh no.
Eesh. I tell you one that I do like that I didn't like when it came out, that I now realise the error of my ways, is a genius film, Bowfinger.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Fucking brilliant film. I thought it was awful the first time I saw it, and I've watched it again recently, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and I just thought, I don't even feel like I've watched this film before, and I get it now. I understand.
Do you know what I love about this film? I love that they're all underdog filmmakers. I love it.
Oh, me too. Me too. And that's a great premise for a film. I love that in that. If that is a story arc, I love it in Ed Wood by Tim Burton. Yeah. I love it in this. I love that guerrilla style filmmaking. I even liked the Disaster Artist.
Yeah.
The James Franco one about that crazy fucking that guy, Tommy, whatever he's called.
Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah. Tommy Wiseau, yeah. What a character. Oh my lord. Yeah, it's a great film. So I do like that as a bunch of ragtag filmmakers. I think it's cool. I even like it in horror movies when they're trying to film something and the horror's getting in the way, you know.
Yeah.
I think we kind of covered a lot. Trading Places, obviously.
Yeah.
Again, I'm controversially, it's not one of my favorites. I like him in it. I like.
It's a Christmas movie. You can watch it at Christmas.
Yeah, I know, and there's things I like about it. I think he is brilliant. I think Eddie Murphy's excellent in it. But what I don't like about it is I don't like Dan Aykroyd in that movie. You know, you're so used to seeing him as the lovable, affable, nice guy, and he's a prick in that fucking movie, and he gets what he deserves, and then he becomes more of a prick because he gets so caught up in the jealousy, and you know, I did like the tie into. Is it tied into Coming to America? Is it?
Yeah, with the Coming to America with Randolph and Mortimer in it.
Yeah, well, if he gives him some money.
Yeah. We're back, Mortimer.
$5.
Oh, that's the
other one, isn't it?
Yeah, $5 if I go to the movies by myself. Thank you, Mr. Mortimer. Half was from me. Thank you, Mr. Mortimer. Another one, Tower Heist. Have you seen that?
Yes, this one was good.
Yes.
I quite enjoyed this. Yeah.
It was all right, yeah. It was all right.
Surprisingly so, because I put it on, I thought, this is going to be shit. And then I was like, oh, actually,
Yeah, just having spotted Ben Stiller there, I know that he's directed this thing Severance on Apple TV, which is supposed to be quite good. But also saw an interview with him recently where Howard Stern, he was on Howard Stern like last week, and they were asking him about what he thought about somebody taking his character from Cable Guy and turning it into a fucking advert. And Ben Stiller, they were like, "Did you know that was going to happen?" He was like, "No, I didn't." He said, "I didn't know they were going to do it like that, but Jim did send me a text saying, look, do you want any involvement in this? Because I'm doing this advertisement." But yeah, it's quite interesting. Yeah.
Did he say he didn't want to do it? Oh.
Yeah, he didn't want anything to do with it, really. But
the studio owns the rights to the character. Then how does that work? It must do.
I don't know. Don't plug me on here, that idiot. But yeah, it's a bit sad how all this property is just turning into a 2-minute advert for some shit.
I Spy, seen that one?
I like that movie.
Yeah.
Sorry, I like it.
I liked it. All right.
I like Owen Wilson. I like Eddie Murphy. It wasn't an amazing movie, but they work well together.
Yeah, it was good. And again, I think you're right. I think sometimes you could tell these when they're trying in films, can't you? And I think he's in that. But if you like that, Webb, I reckon you'll like Showtime, because I think Showtime's a similar kind of style.
Yeah. I'm now slightly worried that I'm going to put Showtime on and remember that I've already seen it. I might have seen it, man. I might have seen it.
You'd remember
I've always liked.
Surely.
Maybe.
Watch it again.
Maybe, yeah. I'll give it another watch.
I might watch both.
I always liked. I do like things where idiot actors try and learn to be cops. I still like The Hardware with Michael J. Fox and James Woods.
Great film.
Yeah.
Great film. So I guess we've got a few other I guess turkeys left. Vampire in Brooklyn.
Oh yeah, and what's the one that he was in with Richard Pryor?
Yeah, Harlem Nights.
Harlem Nights. Yeah, apparently that was really a passion project just to get Richard Pryor involved before Richard Pryor became really, really poorly. He's so poorly there; his face looks different. Yeah, do you know what I mean? So I think he was very in the early stages of Parkinson's.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see him do it, but it's just not a great film, is it?
Yeah.
And while we're still on the subject, while you guys are talking, I'm gonna see what he's got coming up. What's the future holding for Eddie Murphy?
About 48 hours as well. That was a.
Oh yeah. There
you go. And another 40 hours.
We've got some stuff I've never heard of here. Have you ever heard of Mr. Church?
Oh yeah, I've heard of
Eddie Murphy, Britt Robinson. Mr. Church tells the story of a unique friendship that develops when a little girl and her dying mother retain the services of her talented cook, Henry Joseph Church.
Bobby Blythe mentioned earlier. Yeah.
Ah, Mr. Church. Okay, so I've never heard of that one, but that sounds like he's having a go at being serious in that. Yeah. Okay.
We got another few here. Look, meet Dave. All the tiny people control him as a robot.
Oh yeah, not great that one. Big question for you. Do you think Eddie Murphy will ever find his way back into stand-up?
Well, he
keeps saying, doesn't he, he's going to do it, but
yeah,
I guess it's that thing of you got to practice, haven't you? That's the trouble.
Also, it's a different world now.
I reckon he'd be able to. I think it'd be, it's that thing in it of
you've got to have conviction and you've got to have balls, and when that's really hard to do when you're a massive millionaire. You know what I mean? Because people might take your shit away from you. So you've got to have a bit of bravado, like Dave Chappelle, and just get out there and say whatever the hell you want, and then defend your argument.
Live though, didn't he? And that was okay. He kind of went back and did that, and you kind of think
he hosted, right?
He did sketches as well, though. That's what they do.
Okay. Did he bring back any of the old like? Did he? Did he do what's it called?
Did, yeah.
Yeah, he did. He did Gumby and what do you call Little Rascals thing?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of his name.
Buckwheat.
The Fred Rogers character.
Buckwheat, yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Robinson's neighborhood. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely love that clip, man. Yeah. Who is it?
Man, hell of a day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? I can't find. I wanted to put the other clips on, but I can't find them. Yeah, well. But yeah, I think we're kind of Eddie Murphy done, aren't we?
Yeah, I'm all Murphy'd out, buddy.
I've got the Mock and Wise clip.
Oh, come on. Let's watch that. Are we allowed? Are we going to get stricken?
We'll get stricken, not for sure.
Morecambe and White. This is what I was talking about, man. I'm not sure how many more clips there are that are silent like this, but this is...
Wait a minute.
Still makes me laugh now.
See you. You ready?
Yeah.
Mr. M. Allison of Crystal Palace Road, the stripper.
Oh, there we go.
There you go. Classic.
So good.
I haven't seen that for a long time. Now, you've never seen it before?
I've never seen that before.
Eric Morecambe, the tall guy with the glasses, he's just one of those fuckers that were born funny. Like, whenever you see him, it just makes you think that guy must be funny because he's a bit like, reminds me of Lummy in the way. Lummy stole all his fucking dance moves. Well, I don't know if you realise it. When Lummy dances, he looks like Eric Morecambe dancing. He's got that sort of
with the sausage and
messing around, toast shit. And it's inconvenient when you're in a club and he just gets 4 grapefruits out and starts fucking squeezing them. It's just, come on, Lummy, you're going to get us kicked out again. He doesn't care. Weirdly enough, did anybody spot the tiny little flaw in that then?
Oh, the bit where it starts.
No. That's all cool, right? Because they're cracking the eggs and then throwing the last one in. He's bound to have shell in that. No, I'm on about the bit where they chopped the the grapefruits, yeah? And then they turned around to the camera and did a with them, right? As Old Man River is playing in the background. That's the fucking most subtle bit of racism I've ever seen in comedy. I've never noticed it till now. That was really weird. Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, I didn't know if you'd noticed it before, but that's what that song is. So the song changes from the stripper song to Old Man River, as they're doing some sort of...
Oh, no.
Yeah. It just cringed me out a bit. I never noticed it before, so sorry for recommending that.
Should have put the Andre Previn sketch on it instead.
Oh, my God, man. So, yeah, there's I really like this. I'm a Beatles fan, man. I'm a massive Beatles fan, and there's a really funny black and white clip when Eric and Ernie had the Beatles on the show, and the back and forth between them is just really good. Just really good. I think John Lennon's quite funny on that. Yeah, I think that's when it Eric Morecambe that says something like, "Do you think Ringo Starr's the best drummer in the world?" And John Lennon goes, "He's not even the best drummer in the Beatles." It's really fucking funny.
Hey, look who's here. Martin Canwich and the bars.
Oh, we all know you're playing its dick.
We haven't even mentioned you tonight, Rich, to be honest, have we?
Yeah.
You know.
Rich Gittins.
We're over it. I love how he thinks that we do 2 hours of just slagging him off while he's not here.
We do that at the
Get over
start.
yourself, Gittins.
What he hasn't got, though, what you haven't got, if you're still watching, is one of these.
Yeah.
Oh, now, yeah.
Um,
I feel bad for you, mate. You've missed out there, Gittins.
You can get yourself one, though, if you want to do yourself one, so you can play.
You just sit at home doing that for yourself instead of doing it on the show. Oh, mate. Yeah, you're going to have to sort that out for Nat and Rich when they come back, man. Everybody needs one of them. That's cool.
Everybody needs a bat name.
Yeah,
Believe it
especially if you're doing the music as well.
I did the score for them Batman films. It was just that.
Yeah.
That was it. That was all it was.
Yeah.
Hey,
Sounds good. Sounds good.
I feel like we're nearing the end of the show. I could tell I got a bit sad then. I was like, oh, I think
Let's
it's nearly time to say goodbye.
cheer ourselves up with a bit of candy. I've got what we're gonna let's bring the show to a close then tonight. So what have we got to say before we go? Have you got anything you'd like to tell anybody? Gary, do you want to plug anything?
I have one thing to tell everyone. Hi.
Good.
2 hours too late.
And that's it.
We nearly didn't talk. Hi.
I should have made a list. I need to write down Showtime. Anybody know where Showtime's streaming?
On Showtime.
It'll probably be on bloody Amazon Prime, won't it?
Yeah.
Where they stick the things that nobody gives a shit about.
Oh, it's good. It's good. Have I put this picture up before? Look at that Star Wars display there.
Oh, wow.
Look at that.
Wow, man.
I have that in the thing. I don't think I've ever put it up. Look at all them.
Is that in Leeds?
I don't know. Just found it.
Oh,
Wow.
all right.
Look at all them.
Wow, how much do you want to break that
Unbelievable.
shop window and just fucking take everything?
Yeah.
Oh,
Nearly everything that's in that window now has now got its own Lego version as well.
Mm.
Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Anyway, I think I need to lay off the Lego.
Hi, Bobby.
Hi,
Hi.
Bobby. Nice to have you on the show tonight. You're a well-informed dude. I had no idea that you were even there.
I'm going to plug some at myself before I go. I'm going to plug this. Boom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tonight, 10 o'clock till 12, Disney Score Music, 2 hours worth on Box Office Radio. Get yourself on there.
Cool, man.
And I'd set myself a challenge. I thought, I'm not going to just play the normal songs, what everybody plays, you know, Kuna Matata and all that stuff. I've actually just got score music all the way through. Except there's a song for you in there. Which song is it?
For me? It's one of the ones we do then, isn't it?
Oh,
When you're in your car doing a road trip.
scares you.
Oh, no, I don't even want to talk about Pink Elephants on Parade.
And on parade there. Freaks
I
him
have
out.
to say, it's not as bad now. I've got to be brave. I'm a dad now, and Robin watches that. So I have to pretend I'm all right with it. The other day, we were watching a nature documentary, that one on Disney Plus with Will Smith, and there was a bit with the sharks in it, and honestly I had to leave the room because I didn't want him to pick up on my fear of sharks, which is completely irrational because I don't even like going in the ocean. I'm never going to get, unless a shark knocks on my door, I'm not going to get eaten by one. It's unlikely. However, I didn't want to pass on that. You know how people learn the fear of clowns from their clown-hating parents and shit. I don't want to do that to them. So I just quietly walked out of the room and went and made a coffee. But I couldn't even look. While I screamed, yeah. Put the kettle on to hide the screaming. I'm not a shark lover.
No. You're
I'm
not
fascinated by him.
You're a shark fighter. Right. So have you got anything you want to plug, Nath? Have you got anything you want to tell everybody about?
No, not really. No, I'm working all week, man. I'll say the same thing I always say. Take care of your mental health, man.
Yeah.
Believe me, I work with a lot of people that have gone from being in their normal lives to being whisked away to being sectioned for being unwell.
And there's a lot of crazy stuff going on, obviously.
There's a lot of crazy shit going on, yeah.
But yeah, if you want to hang out with us for a bit on a Monday night, do it. That's what we're here for, innit? Have a bit of
give your brain a
bit of a laugh.
Give your brain a break from thinking and listen to three twats talk about shit.
Yeah,
exactly.
2 hours.
Exactly.
Let us do the hard work for you.
Oh, do you know what I wish I had to play us out with? I'm going to get it. Keep talking.
Oh, my God.
Keep talking. Keep going.
You're not going to get us arrested with all these breaches of...
No, I don't care.
Copyright infringement.
Don't care. I'm going to find it. I'm going to find it to play us out tonight. I'm going to get it. So keep talking. Don't leave dead air.
Oh, well,
Webby.
on the spot. Yeah, man.
Webby, what's your top 3 favorite films?
Top 3 favorite films?
Yeah.
I'm not even going to think about it. I'm just going to say it. Big Lebowski, number 1. Always will be. Exorcist. And The Royal Tenenbaums. Because apparently I'm one of those twats that likes wanker directors. I'm a sucker for things that are beautiful looking. Yeah. That's off the top of my head. There's many, many more. It depends what genre, man. If it's stuff I want to kick back and have fun watching, Lord of the Rings, Back to the Future, and some Marvel shit. I tell you what has fallen far by the wayside. Star Wars. I was not even in my top 50 anymore. Any of them. It's just not. Sorry.
Empire?
No, the sequels fucking ruined them. Empire, maybe. Out of the 3 originals, Empire's possibly in my top 20, I would think. Possibly. Yeah.
Well, on that bombshell, shall we
play us out, Lumb?
Say good night. I've got something to play us out. Are you ready for this?
Play it again, Lumb.
Yeah. Oh shit, I've done it wrong.
This is good. It's good content.
Done it wrong.
Yeah,
Where are we?
watch the
Empire.
viewers
Empire
flocking.
is
Here we go. I've got it ready. Right, should we say good night then?
Good night.
Wave to
Sleep tight, everybody.
Here we go. Let's play us out with this.
Sunshine in your smile, bring me laughter all the while. In this world where we live, there should be more happiness. So much joy you can give to each brand new bright tomorrow. Make me happy through the years. Never bring me any tears. Let your arms be as warm as the sun from up above. Bring me fun, bring me sunshine, bring me love.
Now this could be 7 hours long. We don't know how long. Extended version.
All the while in this world where we live, there should be more happiness. So much joy you can give to each brand new bright tomorrow. Make me happy through the years.
Lummy, is that how you dance?
Yeah.
Bring me any tears. I'm so jealous. Let your arms be as wide as the sun. Bring me fun, bring me sunshine, bring me love. Get up!
Hey, there we go.
Yeah. Lovely.
Wave
Night,
to
night, gents.
See you
Sleep
later.
tight.
Bye.